Microphone. One, two, one, two. Yeah. Oops. So hello, and welcome to the hello, welcome to the stream. So 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 funny. It all up and it's okay. What now? What do I do now? So welcome to the broadcast. I do these broadcasts twice a week. I do them on Thursday. I do them on Thursday at 7:30 or 8:30, dependent. Please check my Facebook page out what time it's going to be on Thursdays. And on Sunday morning at 10:30. That's UK time. So you can watch live at those times on YouTube, and you can ask questions, call in on Skype, and my Skype address is Rebekah Maroon. So you ask questions on Skype. And I found a room. I found a place to hold talks in Nottingham, which is great. So I'm thinking about the first weekend, Saturday, I think, first Saturday in October next month. So what I'm going to do is post a suggestion for that on the non-duality Nottingham page, which is on Facebook again, and let me know if that's okay, if you prefer a different week or you want to come to that. And that'll be helpful to get an idea of numbers and whether the room's big enough or the wrong week or whatever. So just look for the page on Facebook, Non-Duality Nottingham. I think it's called that, or Nottingham Non-Duality. If you can't find it, just let me know and I'll look for it. So that's great. I found it at a venue. What else? So I'll be in Romania next Friday. So I won't be here next week doing talks online. I won't be here Thursday or Sunday. So I'm back the week after next. Hi, Stefan. Yeah, that's the announcements. So I've had a few questions the past couple of weeks actually about what was the recent one about whether to have therapy is okay. The general message I get is it okay to have therapy or do workshops and all these things while being drawn to non-duality? Is okay to do things like empowerment is one of them, empowerment or confidence building workshops, or to do practices and other things besides non-duality? So maybe I could address that a bit more. So what I'm talking about is freedom. Look, I've titled the talk today Freedom. Freedom is what I'm speaking about. Freedom. So freedom can't be a straight path. It can't be excluding of other things. It can't be, because it's freedom. It's not limited. It's free. It's open. That's what's being pointed to in these meetings, is freedom. Ultimate freedom. But as humans, we're used to a prison. We're used to being a limited thing, a limited kind of entity, reality, a limitation maybe. And so this boundlessness, this boundless freedom, it's scary, a bit too free. We're used to order and being controlled and being told what to do and being told you can and you can't, and we're used to this restriction. We're used to holding on tight. And this is like a collapsing of that holding on, a collapsing of that one who seems to be a limitation, who seems to be limited to this body, to this form. And it's the expansion back out to everything. And in everything, there can be rules and limitations and the way things seem to flow, but that's no longer a reality, a person, a truth. It's an appearance appearing. So it's no longer a sense of that's who you are, a limited position, a prison. So in regards to if you've been, say you've been a person or a human that's had a very say you've been a woman who's been battered by a husband or something, in a very abusive kind of position, you've been a victim, you've been a low kind of person, to do a confidence building workshop would be a great idea, to get more confidence, to be empowered. Of course, it's better to be confident than to be not confident and to be in low position. It's better to have confidence and to be assertive or whatever it is. So if you feel drawn, if you feel as if, I think it was about being like a low confidence, and if you have that position or that experience of being an unconfident human, and you feel drawn to being more confident and being more assertive and more stronger, then why not do a confidence building workshop? Why not do an empowerment workshop? Why not do help with trauma from a childhood experience? This isn't talking about you can't do these things you feel drawn to do. Because actually, if there's a desire to do these things and you're suppressing it or trying to deny and be all non-dual, it's going to be there underneath anyway. So what I'm talking about isn't about not doing these other things that you feel interested in doing. If you're an alcoholic, go and get help, get support, get therapy, go and join a support group. This isn't saying don't do those other things. What's being pointed to through this own experience of this human is those things, whether it be or therapy or whatever it is, being vegan or whatever it is. These are great things, but what I'm saying is there's no freedom found in it. If you're trying to find fulfillment and completion and freedom or happiness in those things, in being vegan, in being political and trying to change the world, in being environmentally friendly and trying to change the way we do things, in doing therapy or in doing empowerment classes or confidence building classes, there's no freedom found in those things. Yes, they may help the human. It may help to be more confident or more assertive if you're not assertive or whatever. Like it helps this body to breathe better. It helps this body to speak if I breathe better. But there's no freedom found in those things. There's no freedom found in therapies or in workshops or in whatever it is you're into. There's nothing wrong with doing them, but there's no freedom found in them. Normally, you're doing these things with a sense of it's going to lead to freedom, it's going to lead to happiness. You make everyone vegan, then everyone's going to be happy, and you're going to find this sense of, if you're going to make everyone agree with you politically, you're going to then find freedom and everyone will be at peace. Or if you overcome your childhood trauma, then you're going to be happy and free. And it's not found in any of those things. Freedom isn't found at the end of a process or a practice. So I support that. If you're interested in doing confidence building or whatever movement you're into, or whatever thing, therapy or thing you find enjoyable or you're interested in, not to do those things. It's just pointing out that those things do not lead to freedom. They won't lead to you being free, or they won't lead to that happiness. The freedom is. Your happiness is. Completion or wholeness is. It's not in time. It's not at the end of, as a result of. It is. This is why this message is so beautiful, because what you're looking for already is. What's being sought for already is. That's what's looking, that's what's listening, that's what's speaking. That's what the computer is. It already is. It already is everything. But while there's somebody in time looking for something, looking to find completion or wholeness in something in time, then that's what's happening. There's someone looking for something in time. The freedom is right here, right here. It's all there is freedom. That's what's speaking, freedom. The brain imagines so quickly there's somebody speaking, there's somebody inside Rebekah speaking, there's somebody inside that body listening. That's just an imagination, a projection, an image, an idea. The actual experience is this is happening. Life is happening. Whee! Oh, I'm all wide. I can't turn around. I'm all wide up. How far can I go? Let's see. Oh, 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 oh. I can do this. I can spin the wire around. Oh, Stefan. India. A. My ring is off. Oh, it's Lee. Okay.
Hello?
Hi.
Can you see me?
Not yet. No, I can see a picture, but not you live.
I don't have to. If I just pressed accept, it should just come on, shouldn't it?
Normally it does, but look at the
Yeah.
bottom icons. Is there a camera with a cross going through it? Your camera's off. Okay, yeah, I can see you now. Hi.
Oh.
Hi.
First time I've used this camera on Skype.
Oh, you got a new phone, haven't you? Yeah, you said last week.
Yeah.
Well, it's a very clear picture. Before, yeah.
It's not a very new phone. It's just an iPhone 5. It's not a. It's just the next one up what I had before.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm not familiar with iPhone. What number we're on now, and I don't know. Now is it like 7 or 8 or something?
They're just changing from 7 to 8.
Oh, are they? Okay, I got it right.
still very old.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
I was feeling like there was a bit of an insight going on, and it was a bit confused. Bringing up to chat to you about it, really, not a specific question, but
yeah.
Okay, I'll just have to blurb stuff out and see what happens. So there's no one here, there's no one there. Well, there's no one anywhere. It was just this feeling that if there's just what's happening as kind of one thing, then this feeling that that we're sort of arranging things, like you're arranging a talk, I'm arranging can I go or not, you know, these things that we're trying to do. Is that just it's just a functioning of the body, and there's not really anyone in that on either side?
Yeah.
So there sort of seems to be decisions being made, but really, is everything just kind of floating along as one big thing? And it's just, there just seems to be decisions, but aren't really. Something like that.
Well, what's your experience? Is that your experience? That there's just thoughts, the decisions happening, and thoughts about whether you can go or can't go, or experience?
I suppose that's the actual experience. I mean, that's a way of looking at it. I mean, is that the actual experience? That there's just thoughts about it, and then something interprets that as being my thoughts and your thoughts, but when it's actually happening, it is just thoughts that aren't really belonging to someone.
Yeah. So what's the experience? Like right now, what's the experience?
just what's happening, thoughts, feelings. I don't, sort of not a feeling of separation, but it's hard to say.
Because we're so used to following what the mind is saying, what the mind's interpreting or understanding in the mind. Experience of what's happening, what's actually happening. So you're asking me, are thoughts just appearing? Are decisions being made? But is that the experience? What's happening? And we're so used to going to thought for the answer.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, what's happening? Like, it's so intimate. What's happening? Thought wants to go off in time, in this long timeline, and understanding. But what's happening? It's so intimate, so immediate. What's happening?
Yeah. I mean, when you ask what's happening, everything seems quite simple. There isn't really a need for the question.
There's nothing wrong with the question, but I'm just throwing it back at you and saying what's happening. Like, the thoughts want to talk about non-duality, wants to talk about what's happening in thought, but
yeah.
This is direct, not thought land. It's direct. What's happening? It's not an idea in thought. Inherent in this, but what it's saying, what it's meaning, isn't the actual. The pointing is beyond thought. It's direct. It's what thought. It's what thought is, but what it comes out of. It's happening.
Very difficult to talk about that, because when you ask what is happening, there's just what is happening. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Thoughts don't seem important. was a lot of quiet with not much happening in it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to sort of get hold of what my original question was, so I can kind of put that to myself.
Yeah.
But it's kind of difficult to hold on to. I suppose this is what it was looking for, really. It was probably a question that was hoping that the answer would be this. Just this.
What does it feel like?
A lot of space, a lot of quiet. Something, kind of a hum of positiveness underneath it all somehow. Like there's not a problem.
Is there any other feeling like a bit of, what do you call it? Like a bit of like maybe you could call it discomfort or irritation or like some kind of movement or something that wants to move or wants to get something. Yeah. Can't find a word for it.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I'm just not sure. There might be something in the background.
Okay.
It's almost like hearing someone else's voice, just kind of wondering something.
Okay.
I think there is somewhere, like just a tiny little,
Yeah.
kind of a voice sort of saying, it.
Yeah. And what does that feel like? There'll be a feeling around rather than an audio of what it's more of a,
Right.
Can you feel like a feeling with it, like a sensation or a feeling with it? Like well, I'll let you describe it.
It's I don't know. It's obvious that it's not obvious, because otherwise it would have come straight away. It's not really a problem.
Sorry, I missed that. It's obvious that it's what? Sorry, it's obvious that it's.
It's obvious that it's not obvious, otherwise it would have, presented itself. I don't know, if there's a problem, it's only subtle. I can't really find it.
Not a problem, but I'm saying you said you could feel some kind of something that was. Can't remember how you phrased it now, but.
I suppose the only thing I can come up with really is that, in thought really, is that I can't feel 100% content, otherwise it sort of feels like everything's okay.
Yeah.
Just as it is. And yet, something in me knows that it's not.
Okay.
That there's some lacking in completeness somehow, otherwise why would these occasional questions come along and sort of, I wouldn't need questions like that.
Yeah. 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 I was, yeah. Yeah, I was just trying to, yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to like point out or give that space for that to come up, because what you've just reported, mental interpretation of it, and there was an immediate feeling of something that was there rather than the interpretation of it. I was just trying to, yeah, because this is a direct. It's not really a mental thing. It's an energetical thing, and so. But we're just so used to the mind. We're so used to thought and intellectualizing things, because we don't want to feel that sensation in the body of discomfort. We don't want to feel that, so we go into what it means in thought, interpreting it rather than the actual direct pain of it. Yeah. I just feel like we've had so much trauma and pain that we've had to cover up, and just to function, just to get on with the job and the life, and we've covered up all this pain and this trauma. And it feels like from this experience that this is a cracking open of all of that, and it all coming up. It's easier to live in the head, to live in thought, than to actually deal with and allow these painful to be exposed and to come out. I'm not saying that just to you, I'm just saying that in general, not saying it to you. I'm just...
I don't feel like I've got... I feel like the feelings are pretty free here, and there's not really a problem. I think maybe all those traumas have sort of surfaced somehow. I was just getting a bit of a remembrance into what my original question was again, because I was thinking, what was it that was bugging me? And it's sort of I mean, it's embarrassing to say, you know, because I've been listening to these talks for quite a while now, but it's sort of like, is there really not a person here and a person there?
Person here.
Is there really not a person? Is there really no one?
Oh.
Because, but the sort of insight I was having was that, oh, it's sort of going again, that somehow if there wasn't, that often that feels like there isn't, the sort of conclusion of that is that there's just what's happening, and there's nothing you can do about it because there isn't anyone to do anything about it. So I can choose to, I feel like I'm choosing to listen to you or not listen to you, and yet if there's no one, that isn't really happening. It might feel like that's happening, but really just one of those things will happen, and that's just what happens. And it's just that the conclusions, the ramifications are just so immense. Like, if there really is no one, then there really is no one. There's just this, which is ridiculous. It's so different from what, you know, seems like when you're just trying to make decisions all the time.
Yeah.
Do you get a sense of what I'm talking about?
I kind of phased out halfway through and came back at the end. Gist of it, I think. Like, yeah.
Thank you for your honesty. I often want to say that to people, but I just haven't got the courage. Are you still talking? So,
but yeah, it is radically different. Radically different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's all just happening. It's not happening to this position anymore. It's just happening. It's yeah, it's radically different.
Yeah. Well, I think that was my question.
Oh, Corley.
Okay.
I really,
nice
yeah, it's really lovely, really nice. Okay. Bye. Bye. How lovely. A call. Somebody called in. That was nice. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you, Steve. Thank you. So I could change to the last Saturday. I'm not doing it monthly, probably every 2 or 3 months. We'll see what the interest is. I'm not sure how big the non-dual community in Nottingham is, or in the surrounding areas is. So I'll probably do it maybe every 3 months and see if people want more or less. But yeah, maybe the last Saturday will be the best thing then if Tony's doing it on the first Saturday. But yeah, I can send you the link to the group, to the page, and I'll do it later this afternoon. But thank you for for mentioning that. Oh, where's the... Okay, so there's no more questions, I think. So I shall leave it there. Back in, not here next week, but I'm back the following week on the Thursday, the 14th, I think. Yeah, the 14th of September. I'm back. So yeah, I'll see you then. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you in a week and a half. Bye.